Go
Well,
ahead. I'll let you.
there's different forms of power. So I think that you're like conflating raw power to be the only type of power. So you're saying because women don't have
No,
raw
raw
power,
power. Sorry,
hold
raw
on, you're
power is
saying that.
the
Let me finish. Let me
absolute
finish. I'll
power.
let you finish. What I'm saying is that
No, raw power. No,
what
I want
you're
you to address this. Raw power is the absolute power. This is what I'm
in
saying.
your
I'm not
opinion
saying that there's not different.
in your opinion,
No,
raw
I just want
power
you
is
to.
the
I
absolute
just
power.
want you to. Yeah, but I want you to
All right,
tell.
but
I want you
I'm
to
gonna
say
hold
my
on. All right,
opinion fully.
let me get back to the question I was gonna ask you because I did want to ask this question because you brought up Adam and Eve and I want to stay on the Adam and Eve topic, right? You Adam and Eve got kicked out of the garden. Why? Why did Adam get kicked out of the garden? Can you answer that?
Because yes, I can. Oh, because Eve deceived him.
Yes. So and even when God asked him, right, God said, "Well, why? Why did you do this?" He said, "Well, the woman you gave me," meaning even Adam himself, the first man who set the precedent for all mankind, the one who's responsible for creating all of us, just like you said, even that man, he admitted to God that it was the woman that deceived him, meaning if she was able to deceive him, then who was the one with the power? Because mind you,
Adam.
Adam was born first.
Adam's
Adam
with the
was,
one with
hold
the
on,
power.
hear me out. Adam was born first. So how was he who was born first and given the instruction first able to be deceived by this creature that was made from his rib that had no aforementioned knowledge of the universe? He was granted all the knowledge of earth by God. He was responsible for naming all of the animals, but yet he was able to be deceived by a rib. So that
Yes.
corroborates my position that women have a covert matriarchy. Clearly, the fall of mankind happened because a man submitted to a woman. A man was deceived by a woman. A man took advice from a woman. She offered him the fruit and he took it. And this is the first example set by man, which is what man was punished for. And yet you're still here trying to argue the opposite when our entire human condition is a result of the fact that a man submitted to a woman. My point is proven by
All right.
nature,
So
proven by the first
no, it's
man,
not.
proven by the
It's
Bible.
not, brother.
Okay,
You
if I
no.
may, can you guys hear me? Wait, wait, wait. Can you guys hear me?
You literally
All right,
contradicted
hold on,
yourself.
hold
But
on, hold
I'll
on.
let her speak. You know.
Thank you. So if I may, so this is the thing. You guys are going back and forth on the power of men and men this and what man is stronger or what man isn't stronger. The fact of the matter is, a man's strength is a man's strength. Even even a gay man, he still carries a man's strength. And if he chose to, he could out overpower a woman. If he chose to, it is inevitable. We are biologically made different. A woman is made as a weaker vessel. Now, I'm not negating the fact that what Clout is saying has some validity. There are a lot of men through history that have succumbed to the desires that are not as disciplined, that have succumbed to the desires of the woman's sexuality. That's the perks of being a woman, is our femininity and our sexuality. Now, women weaponize that to take advantage of men to get what they want. That's why strip clubs are invented. It is what it is. Is it unfortunate? Yes, but it is what it is. But we cannot negate the fact that even biologically, a man is a man. You guys are arguing back and forth on which man will like succumb to a woman. Both of them will overpower us if they allow, if they wanted to. Women are a weaker vessel, and it's not a bad thing. It's the way we were created to be that way. But you guys keep going back and forth on which man will fall, which man won't fall, and which man will overpower, which man won't overpower. Both of those men will overpower a woman if they choose to. Biologically, it is inevitable. Now, one can be
Hey,
manipulated
hey,
and one cannot.
Naomi. Me and you agree.
One can
By
be
the way,
manipulated.
me and you
One can be
agree.
manip. Hold on, please do not interrupt me. I've been listening to you guys go back and forth for like 30 minutes. One can be manipulated by Poom Poom and the other cannot to a certain degree. Now that makes one, maybe that makes one lesser than the other. Although if we just take a look at even the way we're biologically made, you guys are also bringing in faith into this, and I do not like the picture that you guys are painting of religion, to be completely honest. But it is what it is. I'll land and leave that there. But the fact of the matter is that a man will overpower a woman should he choose to. And I have seen multiple gay men knock the shit out of a woman. because he has a man's strength.
But he's not going to choose to because he was raised and
But
programmed.
no,
They
sir.
they
No,
already
no,
do it.
sir.
They
That
already do
no,
it, Jones.
that
They already
they
done it.
they do it
This
all of
guy,
the
man.
time. All it takes
This guy's
because
a
gay men
loser.
tend to
Like
be
he's really a
because
loser.
gay men hold on because gay men tend to be emotional like women. That emotional response paired with the physical man strength will knock the shit out of a woman. It is what it is. It happens all of the time. It's not that if they choose to, just like a woman can become unhinged because we become emotional or whatever, and we, not saying all women, but women like they slash tires and break windows. A gay man will do that with a man's strength. They're just better at it.
Yeah, but the physical
No,
power,
no, no,
you
no, no,
guys
no, no.
think
Physical power has more validity.
is
Physical power has more validity
Exactly.
because
It's
they
the ultimate.
just as
listen, the
that they have the same
This guy's
emotional
a loser.
reaction as women. They have the same emotional reaction as
This
women,
guy's a
if
loser.
not more intense.
what the president does
Especially no,
This guy's a loser.
especially if
here.
he is on, especially if that man is on hormones and things like that, it will add to that emotional response.
Physical power is the
Naomi, by
here.
the way, Naomi, by the way, Naomi, me and you agree. I don't disagree with you. This is the point I was trying to make to Jones,
You
and
guys
he
are
disagreed with me
you
because
guys are
I was telling him
strength.
the ultimate power is a man's physical strength. Because when it comes down to war and when it comes down to exuding your dominance, he brought up Mother Nature. That's what we know the animal kingdom to be. That's why we call lions the king of the jungle, is because they can physically take their dominance when there is a need to fight.
Power is
At the end of the
mental.
day, I'm not disagreeing with him. I am not disagreeing with him that women do play a part and their power is their sexuality and that they do have some influence on men. I agree with him on that. I never disagreed. I said some men do not fall to that. I know for sure JR in his position, although he can be a weak man or any man, I'm not even going to use JR for any example. Not any woman that can just offer JR pum pum and say, "Hey, I'm going to take over your podcast." JR will be like, "You crazy? I run this." But JR, I'm really sexy and I'll give you some pum pum. Like, I don't care about that. I got real women that will sleep with me just based off the merit of who I am as a man and my character. And what I was trying to explain to Jones was he's not equating that in his conversation when it comes down to when the rubber meets the road. And gay men are in competition with straight women or bisexual women or lesbian women, you know.
Men, I equated for that by saying that straight men will always come to the defense of straight women. So you're saying that gay men can overpower straight men.
Not in mass, not in mass. Oh my god, not in mass. I would not go to war for no woman. I would not go
Power,
to war for no woman.
form of
Actually,
power.
both of you guys are actually speaking truth because a
Finish,
straight man will listen. A
finish,
man will always defend his woman. It is what it
finish,
is, and I
finish.
agree with what you're saying, Jones. A
Let
man
me
will always defend his woman, but also gay men defend women as well.
Let me finish. The strongest form of power, you guys keep saying it's physical strength. I disagree. The strongest form of power is mental control and influence. If
Yep.
you're the strongest person and I can control your mind, then I can get you to do anything I want without lifting a finger. And that is what true power is. True power exerts minimal effort. So being strong and exerting a lot of effort doesn't mean you have a lot of power. It means you're strong. You guys are conflating strength with power, and those are
So
two
then,
different.
are you saying that women are more mentally
Let me
able
finish.
to
Let me
control
finish.
men than what men are?
Me Let me finish. There's a reason why